Good day, welcome to Money Central. I am Wimo Glory, bringing to you this week's business highlights. Electricity sector held hostage by Discos. Unpaid NBET invoice of 123 billion naira in first quarter. MTN, Airtel to receive $700 billion boost from lockdown data boom. Economic data shows that democracy has been good for Nigeria. CBN financing of FG continues as interest on way and means hit 219 billion naira in the first quarter. CPLAT transfers 3 oil wells from holding company to subsidiary. CBN to support 1 million farmers with 432 billion naira loan for agri value chain. We will buy 6.8 million Access Bank shares in 46.2 million naira deal. FX scarcity pushes core inflation to highest level since May 2018. Nigerian Post current account deficit of $4.8 billion for first quarter. FG plans 27 billion naira bailout for local airlines. Soft loans on radar. Electricity sector held hostage by Discos. Unpaid NBET invoice of 123 billion naira in first quarter. Nigerian Electricity Distribution Company Discos are holding the entire power chain from gas producers to consumers hostage as the unpaid invoice owed to the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trader or NBET hit a record high of 123 billion naira in the first quarter of 2020. Latest data from NBET seen by Money Central shows that collections have been worsening in the first 3 months of 2020 compared to the 2019 period. MTN, Airtel to receive $700 million boost from lockdown data boom. Even as the coronavirus pummels the Nigerian economy, a boom in data usage is set to lift MTN Nigeria and Airtel Africa, 2 of the nation's largest telecom carriers, to the tune of $700 million. MTN Nigeria saw a 59% surge in data revenues in the first 3 months of 2020, while Airtel Africa data revenues for Nigerian operations increased by 52% in the same period, January to March. Economic data shows democracy has been good for Nigeria. Nigeria just celebrated Democracy Day on Friday, June 12th. And economic data going back to 1999, compiled and analyzed by Money Central, shows that democracy, despite some flaws, has been largely good for the country. Some 20 years ago, as the military was handing over the baton of governance to the civilians in 1999, the size of the Nigerian economy was a paltry $59 billion. Fast forward to year-end 2019, and the Nigerian economy has expanded more than 6-fold to 440 billion naira, according to IMF data. CBN financing of FG continues as interest on way and means hit 219 billion naira in first quarter. The Central Bank of Nigeria has continued to finance the federal government by monetizing its fiscal shortfalls as the interest on ways and means financing hit 219 billion naira in the first quarter of 2020. Ways and means financing is basically the printing of money by the CBN. CPLAT transfers 3 oil wells from holding company to subsidiary. CPLAT Petroleum Development Company PLC, a Nigerian indigenous oil and gas company dual listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange and London Stock Exchange, has announced the completion of transfer of the business activities and assets of oil mining leases for 38 and 41 from the holding company to its wholly owned subsidiary CPLAT West Limited. The transfer is effective January 1st, 2020, following regulatory and partner approvals, the firm said in a filing on the NSE. The intra-group transfer had been planned for some time and will not result in any change to the current business strategy for any of the assets, nor will it affect the way in which the group commercially operates. CBN to support 1 million farmers with 432 billion naira loan for agric value chain. The Central Bank of Nigeria said it will support more than 1 million farmers to cultivate over 1 million hectares of farmland by earmarking 432 billion naira to fund the value chains of 9 commodities in the 2020 wet season farming. The aim is to boost food production in the Africa's largest economy and most populous country, the CBN said on its Twitter account on Thursday. We will buy 6.8 million Access Bank shares in 46.2 million naira deal. Herbert Wigwe, the Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Tier 1 lender Access Bank, has just spent 46.2 million naira to purchase 6.8 million ordinary shares of the bank in the open markets. The transactions took place on June 15, 16, 17, and 18, and the shares were purchased at a price ranging from 6.79 to 6.82 naira per share, according to a series of filings on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. FX scarcity pushes core inflation to highest level since May 2018. Nigerians' headline inflation rose for the 10th consecutive month to 12.40%. The current inflation rate is higher than the previous reading, as both food and core inflation edged higher in the period. The impact of foreign exchange scarcity and supply chain disruptions became more evident on the core index in the month of May, with core prices reaching the highest level last seen in August 2018. Nigerian Post current account deficit of $4.8 billion for first quarter. Nigerians' current account remained in deficit in the first quarter of 2020 as exports again dropped faster than imports amid a global economic slowdown caused by the coronavirus outbreak. The current account balance, the broadest measure of trade in goods and services, had a gap of $4.881 billion, worse than the $2.719 billion gap a year ago in first quarter 2019. FG plans 27 billion naira bailout for local airlines, soft loan on radar. The federal government has assured the local airlines of plans to bail out the sector with a sum of 27 billion naira as part of measures to restart air travel and keep the airports safer. The operators is expected to support the airlines while also fast-tracking the establishment of a private sector-driven national carrier. It will be recalled that the federal government in March gave a directive restricting local and international commercial flight services, a move intended to mitigate the spread of coronavirus pandemic. The resultant lockdown crippled the aviation sector. Industry estimates show the sector lost about 180 billion naira, with airlines being worst hit. For more exclusive business and financial stories, check out our website moneycentral.com.ng.